Hi guys, welcome back to Derby Koi. It's the weekend. As you see, I got my hoodie up. It's not the warmest of weather. Winter is definitely here now. We're going to have a pretty nasty cold snap. Maybe this Monday, starting or even tonight. Maybe the temperature not really have dropped. So unfortunately, I was hoping to hang off on it, the covers, but I think I'm going to have to get the covers on with this cold snap. So I've got to sort those out today. Don't know if I'm going to have a chance to wash them down. It looks like it's just about to start raining as well. If they're really bad, because they've been stored up there, it's not too bad. I'll put them on, but I'll have a look when I get them out. Blanket weed in the pond is dying back. I was hoping to hang off on the covers, as I say, for a little while until this blanket weed died back a little bit more. Hopefully it's going to die back. I did give it a really good dose. Fish are all looking okay. One's not, well, one's miserable in the cold. He's just sulking on the bottom. I don't think there's no parasites. I haven't seen him flicking or flashing. I think he just don't like the cold weather. Which one is it now? My Ginrin Kohaku. I was thinking about getting that one out and treating a thing on its head. It's been like for a few months now. I've been putting Virkon in. It hasn't got any worse, but it hasn't got much better. So I don't know if I'll do that this weekend, but I might have to try and have a look at him. And Henrietta again, she damaged her head. That's okay, it's not getting any worse, so I'm happy with that. As I say, I'm using Virkon. Yeah, another job I want to possibly try and do today is my upflow filter again. Obviously with the blanket weed, it's dying off now and it's starting to break up a little bit, and that's stuck in. I did a video not so long ago, or a couple of months ago maybe, where the blanket weed had got into my upflow when the first time I had it, and it's done it again now, so it's just starting to restrict the flow. So I'm gonna clean that out, because once the covers are on, I'm thinking of turning the that upflow off anyway, because that's attached to the skimmer, and obviously there's not going to be any rubbish going in. Obviously keep the main pump running, but I turned it off last year when the covers went on and there was no issues, because they're feeding just on wheat germ now, and it really is reduced to once a day, and not that much, so they're not eating that much. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to clean that out today as well. But yeah, so I'll spin you around, have a look at these, and then I'll sort these covers out. Okay guys, here they are. I don't know if you can see on Henrietta's head there. I'll spin that round. Is that the little white mark on her, just above her eye? And then there's the Kohaku there. You can just see it on the top of them. But the blanket weed, it has died off a lot. This is still quite long in places. Get that, it's not going to work. It's not really working much. You can see it still is a little bit long, but it is breaking off now. The bits floating around in the pond, and obviously that's getting through the filters. Hopefully I've had no more issues with the main pump or the main bottom drain feed at the moment. Hopefully I don't see any more of that. I will check it every day, a couple of times a day, to see I've still got the water coming through the return. Apart from that, they're all looking pretty happy, and the one that was sulking is actually off the bottom, which the Benikikikura down the bottom there is actually up and around swimming today. He was just basically sulking yesterday. He likes that corner where he's just gone and sat back down. He's just gone back down to that corner where you can see him down there. He just seems to like that corner. But apart from that, all the others are looking good. Right, let me sort these covers out before he starts to hammer down with rain. Okay, so that part's on. I'll give that a clean to let that soak down a bit. And I should have done this earlier in the year when we had some nice dry weather. I should have sanded it down and repainted it, but it'll be okay for this year. Next year I'll have to look at it. I think the wood's still in good condition once it's dried out. So next summer I'll do is I'll clean it all down again and I'll paint it up for next summer. Just done a filter clean. I've cleaned the upflow, well, bowled the upflow, cleaned the media. I've now got to get that out, which is in here. Pod's up and running, so I've got to just set the whole thing out again, because the grid down there I think is blocked a little bit with blanket weed, or dying blanket weed, and it's blocking it up, so it's restricting the flow. Like I say, I'm probably going to shut this down very shortly, if not today, I don't know, but if not very shortly anyway, especially if temperatures really drop and I want to stop feeding. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it running until I stop feeding. When I've stopped the feeding, I should turn it off until next season. I will run it, you know, once or twice a week, just to clean the pipes out, make sure there's nothing settling in the pipes. But I want to clean that disc out, because if I don't, it dries out. It's going to be a nightmare to clear off. It'll probably need doing again in a couple of weeks anyway, once I decide temperatures really drop in the pond, and when I stop feeding I'll do that anyway. But covers are going on. Haven't done the bottom drain yet. I was hoping this blanket weed had died off a bit quicker, because that's obviously going to be in the bottom drain. But again, I could possibly do that next week as well. Flush the bottom drain out, which is, I'll flush it out from there, you've probably seen it before. And then if need be, I can do it again at a later date. You never know, we may have, I know we're having a cold snap and possibly some snow towards the end of next weekend, possibly. But if we have a slightly warmer spell again, or it starts to heat up a little bit, I can do that bottom drain again, once this blanket weed has died off. So I'm just topping this back up for now, doing a bit of a top up, leaving that over there. So what I'm going to do now, and it is, as you can see, it is raining, said it would. So I am now going to get this out, and once it's out I'll come back to you. Okay, upflow's out, and there it is. And as you can see, you've seen here, all this is just blocking that filter up again, that grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rubber off, and you can see a bit better. So let me get this off. Okay guys, so I think you can see in there all that from the underneath, but where it's come through, it's completely blocked that up, and all it's actually catching some of the media. If I can get some pen on here. So as you can see, look, it's just when it's died off or dying off, it's breaking up. That's just holding all the media in there. So I've got to get this dish out, I've got to get the media out, give it a clean, and get it back in here. So it's not good it catches in there. Whether it needs bigger holes in the grid, I don't know. Maybe some bigger holes just to redo that, I don't know. But it's my own fault, as I said before. I should have done this blanket weed earlier, but I was hoping it would die off with the colder weather was having, but it didn't, and cutting down on food. So let me get this cleaned, and we'll come back just when I'm putting it back together. There we go, that's a bit cleaner again. So that's got to go back in now. The awkward part now is getting this back through that hole there, and then getting the duplicate clip on, which just fell down over the reducer. So that's going to be awkward under there to get that over, but I'm sure we'll do it. I think there's anything else while I'm here. Nope, I'm all good. So yeah, happy about that. So I'm going to get it back together, and I'll give it another boil, and then flush it out, and then we should be good to go. So let's get it in. Okay, back in, up and running, and I flushed it. Give it a boil and flush out already. I want to get that one out and give that a good clean, but I don't think that the pressure filter there, which all that is doing is feeding the moving bed, but I don't think I'm going to do that today, because my feet are absolutely soaking now washing all that and covers down and doing this. So if it's dry tomorrow, I'm going to do that one tomorrow. So pond's been topped up, I've got to put that on. I've got to put the bins back, that's where the covers were. So that's it for around here. I'm just going to stick this cover on now, Worst time of the year. Hate the covers, really do hate them, but it'll keep a bit more of a stable temperature hopefully for these. No sudden drops in temperature. And we'll go around the bunker. Okay guys, they're on. Really don't like this time of year having to put covers on. If I was more enclosed, if I had my ideal pond with a roof and everything like that, I'd probably do an enclosure around the pond so I can actually still be under there and enjoy the fish a little bit. But this time of year, it is what it is. I know some people don't bother covering, but I do like to cover it. Just keeps it a bit more stable. But this year there's so much that I wanted to get done this year, and for one reason or another, a lot of health issues. Obviously I've had COVID in the year. My knee has been giving me a lot of problems this year. A lot of problems. Been a problem with my knee injury. And then the job has just, unfortunately, it's coming out right. Yeah, it's just unfortunate this year. Stopped me doing a lot of stuff I wanted to do. Obviously my veg filter on the main pond, I wanted to get that finished this year, but with the job I couldn't afford to do that. The shelving and all my new filter system, which I got my new filter, which you've probably seen in the older video. Obviously there's all pipe work and everything else to redo all that. Need to purchasing and stuff, so that's all been put on hold, but I can't do any of that until the veg filter's done. I wanted to put the shelving down. I wanted to put a bigger rack here of shelving in here, so that hasn't been able to do. Lots of other things, there's things on the property I wanted to get done this year as well, but it's just been not a great year this year, unfortunately, for one thing and another. But hopefully, fingers crossed, next year will be a lot better and I can get these jobs done. I'm still undecided on what I'm doing in the bunker yet. Obviously because of the job front, I am applying for jobs. I've got an interview soon. I've had one interview, waiting to hear off that. But I hope hopefully I'll get some more interviews and hopefully I can get a job sorted. But at the moment it's still running, and 95% of the fish in here are still available. There's the Kiyotsuru's gone, the 3-step Kahaku's not available, what else? And the Goshkis are not available. I think all the others are. So if you look at previous videos, maybe on the last one I said what I had, and if anybody is interested, so I am heated. I'm at 18 degrees at the moment. So it's around the 18, depending, 17.5 to 18 in here, the water at the moment. So yeah, if you are interested, let me know and we'll sort out a decent price for you, and sort out your food to come and collect them. Unfortunately it is collection only. I had a few people ask me if I could deliver to various places. I have them delivered, and some of them was quite a fair distance, but unfortunately I'm unable to deliver or have them posted out, so it would only be collection only. I've got filters to do in here, so I think that's it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to do the main, other filter, the pressure filter. That's going to be quite bad. I'm sure that's going to be fairly bad, but it does need doing. Obviously with blanket weed, that's going to be it's going to be green in there. So it's been a week or so since I've done that one. But I'd normally just flush it out and spin the handle. What I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to take it apart and really give them a good clean out. They are going to be bad, I must admit. But I think that needs to be done now. Obviously with the blanket weed and everything else, I don't need any nasties in there for over the winter. So I'll get onto that tomorrow. There might be some other stuff I'll do tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get on cleaning it in here, get the filters cleaned. So I'll probably catch you tomorrow. Okay guys, it's now Monday. I was going to do a little bit yesterday, but absolutely hammered down, so I haven't had a chance. But it's a bit of rain this morning, it's dried up now. I'm going to have some run a bit later before this bad weather comes in. I even managed to vacuum the inside of the car, get all the dog hairs out. So one of the jobs I want to do today is this pressure filter. It's been, in fact I should have done it probably last week. It's been a couple of weeks, especially with this blanket weed, so I'm going to get that apart and have a look at it. I've actually already taken it out, so I'll spin you around. I'll show you that it's out. Well, that was terrible for camera work, so let's spin you around. Okay, so it's out. So what I'm going to do is I've got to take this apart. Oh, I've even got my little chair out, so if I can get it apart one-handed, whether it'll come apart I don't know. I doubt it. Let me just get this open and then I'll show you how bad it is inside. I know it's going to be really bad with all this blanket weed, so let me get it apart. Okay, I was right. It is quite bad. In fact, it's actually not as bad as I expected. I expected it to be really, the whole thing be caked up there. It is quite bad, and obviously there's some inside the drum as well. But the way it works is that this will turn, and it will when it's upright. I'll show you. See, because it's that caked up, as you turn the handle, it doesn't really turn them drums, and the pads are worn down. They are worn, so they're not catching like they would normally. It's lost quite a bit on them, but it's doing a good job of catching a lot of the fines before it goes into the moving bed. That's all it's for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to take this screw out the bottom here, undo this, take the whole thing off, so all the sponges out, and I'm actually, because it's not biological, not used for biological, I think it's just for catching the fines. So I'm going to actually have to hose them out. It's just a mechanical. I'm using it as a mechanical filter, not a biological filter, so don't mind if it kills anything off in there, especially now they've cut the feeding down. It hasn't been an issue so far, and I will be adding more biological filtration, hopefully, when I get this veg filter sorted. So I'm going to get this apart, give this a really good clean, and get it back together. So I'll come back to you when it's clean. Okay guys, that's looking a bit cleaner. So these, if you can see on them, the difference in height where they've worn down, and it's breaking up in places. But these sponges are really expensive. I'm actually surprised how expensive the sponges are, so I can't replace them. But it's a lot cleaner, and that was just the sludge out the bottom of the tub that was in the bottom. So yeah, a lot better. So let's get it back together and get it up and running. Let's do it. Okay, that's back here, up and running. Obviously it's a bit awkward there because I do have to take the pipes off to get it out, but when I've redone, well, when I can finally get that done and have the money to finish that and everything else, and get all this changed in here with a new moving bed and my new shelving and my new filter, what I'm going to try and do is that won't be on the floor, or if it is, it'll be a lot more easily accessible down there. I don't think it will be on the floor because the barrel's going to be on the floor. So the new barrel, I assume, is going to come to about here, this barrel. So that filter, my new filter will be above that up there somewhere, my trickle tower filter. So that one might be at the side, so it goes through that up into my trickle tower and down and into my moving bed. I'll figure that out, so it'll give me a bit more access, and I'll be easy to clean with the handle. I can do that every couple of days, so that's the plans for that anyway. So that's not going to be there permanently, but I think I'm going to keep it on to just see how much rubbish was in there. It does catch a lot of the stuff, and I don't want that going through the moving bed. So yeah, that's yeah, another job done. So let's get on to something else. Okay guys, so another job I want to do is the plastic cover. Because it's winter now, I want to keep the water warm, help keep some of the heat in the water. So I'm going to try and put the plastic back on, the perspex. I'm not going to set the mesh off. I'm going to see, even and this as well, what I put on. I'm just going to see if I can put it on with half a dozen screws just to keep it in place. Angle it down perfectly. It's going to keep some of the heat in there. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do now, and I've just got to find out remember where I put the plastic. So let me get plastic out and we'll get this thing back on. Hopefully it's going to go on over that. I'll put that on there as a hinge. Yeah, so let me go and find it and let's get it on. Okay, that's on. I haven't screwed it all the way around, but that's going to keep some of the heat in. Hopefully, anyway. I hope it can retain a bit more heat. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. So that's that done. Yeah, so I think that's hang on, let me spin you around. Okay, so hopefully you're all prepared for this cold snap that's coming. So if you're putting covers on, I assume a lot of people have got them on already. I know certain people have. As I said, horrible time of the year, this really is. Not the best time of year if you cover your pond, and I do like to cover it. I know a lot of people say you don't need to cover it. I've never covered it, but it's my personal preference. I do prefer to cover it just to stop those major temperature drops, you know, in a quick period of time. Just stop some of those fluctuations, makes it a bit more gradual, I think. And I honestly do believe it keeps a bit of warmth in the water as well, a bit more warmth than having it open. The 5,000 subscriber giveaway from Nishikoi graciously sent me some products to give away. That closes today, so I shall be sorting that out and I'll do the draw for that possibly next couple of days, something like that, maybe even Wednesday. That'll be out, so do look out for that one if you have entered. So yeah, all good so far. A few jobs done that needs to get done. Still got to do the bottom drain, which I'm going to leave that hopefully another couple of weeks, I'm hoping. Especially now the cover's on, it's cutting the UV rays down. Hopefully that blanket weed with the trip that's in there is really going to die back now. So that will hopefully clear most of that off and then get the bottom drain done. So I don't want to be doing that when the temperatures really are, you know, in the -3s and -4s. I don't even mess around doing that. So hopefully I can get that done before it gets too bad. I know we're expecting some bad weather with some snow and some -1s and 2s, probably even 3s, but with a bit of snow. I've got something in my eye. So yeah, that's it for now. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for your notifications. Pop on over to Facebook and Instagram. So until the next one, as always, stay safe. Job's a good one.